I'm Aarron Lambo. You might remember me from such films as Fuck the Police, or the Lambo movie, which is available from bornalpha.co.uk, now mentalhamster.com. Harry, see what I did there? Normally we do our own podcasts, which have more views, but what we're doing is we've decided to help out Beef Magazine TV and promote them and promote ourselves. So Simon's going to ask us some questions. We've got a has-been that's never been, Lee Priest. Hi there, Lee.
All right.
We've got some roidhead here called Dean Lesiak.
Did I get my roids from you?
And we've got Simon Fan. Simon Fan is the owner of what gym is you owner? Not Temple. What was it?
Ultimate Fitness.
Ultimate Fitness, that's right. Ultimate Fitness Birmingham. So Simon, over to you.
Birmingham. Right, well, we're all here today at your new premises. Can you tell us a bit about this?
Actually, it's not new. It's been here over a year. You just haven't fucking come to say hello.
I wonder why today.
Yeah, I know. Oh, he's come here today. Just happened to have to be lights and microphones and that. But
hey, well, he knew I was here. So
yeah, we're here at our old premises.
We come to see Lee Priest actually.
Yeah, he heard a decent bodybuilder was in town.
So tell us about your new venture. What your plans are. Body power.
I'm going to own the fucking world.
I can tell you something good about this place. Your fucking cup matches my watch.
Is it?
About the
Oh, cheap and shit.
Yeah, good.
That's a good match.
Swallerclock.com used it. Lee Priest.
We decided to do a rebrand of the company for Body Power, and I decided to get this cunt here over with Samir Banut. Samir's gone home now, so now I'm stuck still with this cunt here until the 22nd or 23rd. So we're going to keep ourselves occupied. We went to see Warwick Castle yesterday, didn't we? And then we're going to go to London, probably a theme park.
I went shooting today.
Went shooting today, yeah. Oh, I had a loaded gun out. That fucking didn't really go wrong.
Why is everything you touch go wrong?
Well, it doesn't, but you imagine being near me with a loaded gun, it's going to go wrong, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because...
And that's what's been happening, really. So we're just plodding along, taking the piss out of the industry, taking the bullshit and the gimmicks out, and we're just, I don't know, just doing everyday stuff and fucking around, no different to us. People need to realise in this industry it's too fucking serious. There's too many...
So is that why you called it mental hamster? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a dickhead fucking ex-business partner that thought he'd try and blackmail me over the fucking name.
Oh, here we go. You can never get over it.
And I thought, well, we don't need a bird sticking our arse out just to sell our fucking products. If our products are good enough, we can call it anything. Mental hamster, and we can have more fun with it. And it's funny how we brought a hamster to Body Power and fucking took over even still.
So tell us about the famous microphone incident in Body Power. What happened?
Oh, that.
Okay, let's go to that one. Who got this stuff?
Oh, you tell me what happened. What was the rumours?
I just in the video you've thrown a microphone into the crowd.
It was more of a drop.
Was you there, Lee? You were there. What happened?
When first the two speakers up front were working, when the guy who was conducting it talked that was working, every time he handed the mic to us, they went off. He handed it to me, went off. Aaron, it went off. It'd be on for a second, it went off. This went on and on. The fans were there waiting for the questions and answers.
We left, didn't we?
We were there for about at least, we gave it 15 minutes to try and get it working, and then it didn't work, so we left. So then they all came back over to line up at the trailer. We got it working now, so we said, okay, we'll go back. We go back, so all the fans come back over there. We start again, another 15 minutes, same shit.
Wasn't on your stand, was it?
No. So the mic kept going off. So after that, Aaron just said, oh, fuck it. And the guy up top who was fucking around with the speakers and the mics, was meant to be the one fucking controlling it all, he just fucking threw the mic up to him. That's where it landed, simple as that. That was it.
The thing is, the way I see it is we're not being there to fucking stand there like zoos in animals in a zoo just to be stared at. And the fans have paid, how much is it for a ticket, Body Power? 25, 30
35 quid.
35 quid. So, you know, it's not really fair on them. They have to queue up long enough to see athletes. You know, if you
so you think they did it purposely?
I don't know. I don't really care. But the thing is, if you're charging fans and that fucking 35 quid or whatever it is for a ticket, and you haven't even got a sound system that works or a microphone, that's taking the piss.
But it did work. It only didn't work when we were there. As soon as we started
working again.
From that day on, as soon as we left the thing and he started talking again,
yeah,
the mics worked, the speakers worked.
But if it didn't work and they're charging people for that, and they haven't got anything that works, that's pretty fucking sad. If it did work and they were doing it on purpose, well, they're fucking stupid then, aren't they? So I don't really care whether it did or didn't. From
Well,
that day on,
they didn't have a problem with it.
we didn't do a seminar, did we? We were supposed to do one every day, and I said, no, you fucked it now. I'm not doing it. So we didn't do it. And that was that.
So apart from that, it went well.
Well, it went really well. I mean,
No, it wasn't abusive. It didn't go into the crowd. It didn't almost hit a woman or child or fucking
No.
whatever. None of that shit. So
No, I didn't do
that's
that.
just the dickheads that weren't there talking shit.
Yeah.
I did hear an interview that Lee did with Generation Iron. Do you care to explain what happened there?
What, the movie?
The one in Brazil.
What are you on about?
No, there's actually been two because
Like a TV channel now.
when the first one came out, I gave my opinion on it. And what's his name? Vlad, who does it. He thought he'd probably call me out and catch me on it, so he sent me a message and says, Lee, will you do a Skype interview with me about the movie? I said, sure, I will. So he goes on. First question, Lee, I heard you said my movie was shit. Is this true? I said, yeah, it's fucking shit. So I told him to his face it was shit. Because I told him, because you made it sound like it was going to be the next Pumping Iron. It was crap. The best bit, Branch falling off a horse was funny in the first one, but the other bits of fucking Phil Heath running up the fucking mountains like a gazelle up the road doing cardio. Fuck off. When does Phil Heath run around this fucking hill up that fucking mountains in Colorado like that?
Are you telling me you've never run up a mountain? None of you bodybuilders
He's like, there's like fucking King Kong coming up the mountain. It's like, who the fuck does that? Really, getting ready for a contest, and then it's almost like a fucking steroid version of fucking MTV Cribs with fucking jackasses with muscle. That's what it fucking looked like. They tried to make it nothing like Pumping Iron. Then the second one come out, and who we have on that one? Callum and Rich Piana and everything else, and that was fucking even worse. So when they come up to me in Brazil at the Arnold Classic, they asked me about it. They said it was shit, boring, crap. And they're actually talking to me. They want to come down to Australia and film a bit in it, part 3 with me in it. So that's why I said that'll be the only good bit in it. So I don't want to do training in it. They can just sit there and talk to me. But I don't know why I don't know what they're trying to do with the Generation Iron stuff. It's really just shit.
I think they're trying to show the insight of a pro bodybuilder's life, but they're not being honest. Yeah.
Well, there weren't many pro bodybuilders in the last.
No, well, he had Callum, Rich. I think Kai was on again, wasn't he? A little bit of Kai. Yeah, but it's just the people in it are trying too hard. Even it's like even Callum going down his hallway on his skateboard and shit, and he talking like a fucking Neanderthal and stuff like that. It's just like stupid, Now he's hurt himself doing the bicep curl, hurt himself going off a cliff.
What's happening with Kai Green now? Because I haven't seen much of him at all. That's a genuine question. He's sort of gone off the
Nobody
radar.
knows.
What movies?
Yeah, movies. Yeah.
You stopped
Is it?
watching all
Oh, yeah.
gay porn then?
No. Yeah.
That's right. He was in that Stranger
more.
Things TV show. Had a little part in the Stranger Things, and then I saw he was doing that like a fight scene in some movie, wasn't it?
Okay.
But he was supposed to be at Bodypower this weekend, wasn't he?
What was he not there? Or
No, well.
What happened?
He
Turn
wasn't
up.
there.
He's probably filming a Generation Iron movie.
Maybe he was stuck in traffic with Dorian. I don't know.
Dorian was there.
Was he?
I saw a photo. Yeah.
Well, he cancelled a few of his seminars.
So did you.
It's not like Dorian.
So did you. So shut up.
No, I had a reason for it.
His mic didn't work.
Maybe he had reasons.
Yeah.
Let's not talk
Maybe
about
his
Dorian.
mic didn't work either. Dorian's nice to me, so shut up.
I don't like him. He's a fucking cunt.
So Lee, what
He's
you
talking
been up?
about Mr. Olympia here so many times.
yeah.
I know, that's what I'm talking
Don't-
about.
don't ask me about
No,
Dorian.
let's talk about Dorian. I'm talking about a cunt who's that much of a cunt. He's 6-time Mr. Olympia that can't even get fucking £600 for a seminar, whereas you, a 5th Mr. Olympia, and you can get fucking a grand a seminar. That's how much of a cunt he is, but hey, it speaks volumes. I'm not one to fucking get
He's got a
involved.
grudge
Start
against him,
shit.
doesn't he? Got a
You know.
little grudge against him.
But you're over it, Dorian, isn't you?
Huh?
You're over it, isn't you?
Yeah, I'm over here. I think he must have got lost because he told me that he was going to carve my face off with a knife if he saw me at Bodypower.
Fuck, I wished you would.
He fucking didn't, though, did he?
You slit your throat, would shut you up.
His friend said he was looking for me with 10 people. The cunt ain't got 10 friends.
How long ago was it?
2 years ago.
How long?
2 years ago. I hold a grudge, alright? I
Let
hold
it
a
go.
grudge.
Fucking hell.
That from that movie Frozen, Let It Go, that song should just be on fucking repeat in this place. Let it go, let it go.
Let's move on.
So
The
Lee,
next issue, I think you need.
Lee, what you been up to then? You've been travelling. You've been to the.
Travelling,
you went to
yeah, I
FIBO.
was in,
You went to FIBO last month.
I started off a trip I was over at the Arnold Classic from the Arnold Classic, then I was down at FIBO in Germany for a week and a bit. Then I went straight from Germany down to the Arnold Classic in Brazil for a week and a
That's
bit.
with Black Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, your sponsor.
Then
Yeah.
I was back from there, back home for 5 days, and then over to here.
Busy.
And that's it for a while. And then I think September I'll be going to the Olympia. And then back to...
Are you allowed? Are you allowed into Olympia?
Yes, I'm allowed in. And then I'll be going from there to Black Skull sponsoring the Olympia in Brazil again. So I'll be down there for that.
Come on, fuck off.
I took that new flight actually coming here, 17 hours non-stop to London.
Come on.
Is that Emirates, is it?
Come on, Aaron.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you two be serious down there.
Sorry, we apologise.
Oh, Jesus.
So how did you find bodypower this year?
Well,
Look, I'm one of those people, I give anyone credit for training, changing their life, changing their physique, wanting to look good, but I do not understand the fucking knobs that walk around with their shirts off. Fuck me dead. They think they look that good. They've even got to put their fucking exhibitor pass around the other way because
lanyards on their back now walking around.
because that could cover their abs up a bit. And then they've got that gym little setup there. They go in there and train with their tops off.
Pump up, walk around.
Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck does that? I'm like, you look back in the old
what that was
days.
for them to pump up so they can keep walking around.
I don't know what it's for, but who walks around expert with their fucking shirts
Wow,
off?
is that
Did you
really
ever see
true?
any of the top pro bodybuilders do that? Look, if you're got a good physique, people are going to notice it in a nice top, in a fucking tank top even, but to have no fucking shirt on, you're just a fucking knob. Simple as that. It's like, you saw him, didn't you? You see him walking around? I'm sure Dean's seen him walking around. You just think, oh yeah, that's how Dorian, Paul Dillette, Chris Cormier, we all walked around exposed like that. No, we didn't. You're a fucking knob.
Well, you guys didn't need to, did you? You didn't need to there, did you?
That's the thing though, if you're a bodybuilder, you can tell the person a bodybuilder with a fucking...
But even a guy who's got a nice physique is not a bodybuilder. If you just got, you know, a nice classic physique, you can still see it. And I'm sure if they had a nice top on or dressed in a tank top even or whatever, you'd respect them all. But walking around with the shirt off, it's almost like, hey, look at me type shit. It's like...
But nowadays you get people training just for body power, just to walk around.
Oh, you
But
get
it's
that.
fashionable,
You know,
it's not like it was a lifestyle.
They must do like a peak week before body power.
So they think they're going to like be discovered. Someone's going to see them and go, wow, look at you. You're
You know what, I
That's
genuinely
what it
believe
is,
that. They
the
think
look
it's
for
like
sponsorship
scalps,
or something.
yeah.
Like, if you could see all 12 pairs of my ribs sticking out, then you might
But if
take
I
me
saw
on.
someone walking around like that, I'd think you're a fucking knob and an idiot and I wouldn't sponsor you, you know, because you're just like a big fucking cock. So,
Yeah, but you
And
have
then
to
when
look
they do want pictures with you, they fucking cut the circulation off to your hand. They tense that fucking hard.
Yeah, pricks.
apart from that, it seemed good. Like I said, there was a lot of people there. And yeah, people always get upset there's not many bodybuilders there, but a lot of the expos are going more towards that fitnessy type stuff and things like that. So bodybuilding seems to be changing now compared to what it used to be. And a lot of promoters are going where the money is, and that's with the figure, classic physiques, and all these other new classes they're coming out
With
with.
no new class, I saw where
Yeah,
they're fucking
the street-
dressed, didn't they?
yeah, the
There's
streetwear.
classes where they're in. Yeah, I mean dresses. There's going
Yeah.
out wear. Tuxedo class now.
Yeah, there's a streetwear one.
So
in
what
men.
basically where you cover up
You can like
completely?
compete like that. You can just
Charlo
choose
and
a
Billy can do
t-shirt.
that.
What federation? Not FBB.
Not FBB. It's was it the PCA or something or one of those?
No, it wouldn't be.
What they do? No,
ICN, or there's a couple. I don't know which one, but they had them on stage and they had the streetwear class on, just guys in jeans and t-shirts.
I would have won that class. that all kicked off.
What?
All that built-in stuff. When that all kicked off when Lee came to
Yeah,
my
when
gym,
I
didn't
first come over.
he? Yeah, 4 years
I
ago.
didn't even know Bill. It's just that he just had this problem calling up gyms saying if he.
So should we talk about that? What happened?
Well, you kindly went and got Lee a T-shirt of Ultimate Fitness on it with Lee Priest on the back, and I kindly sent it over to Bill Toon after he threatened you not to have Lee.
Yeah, but when you arranged for Lee to come to my gym.
Listen, I fucking sold
October,
that tour
yeah.
18 gyms well before Lee even come over. So if he ever had a problem with it or anything, he could have discussed it with me
Before,
but
yeah.
he didn't. He waited until Lee was over, until we were mid-tour. We were about 3 or 4 days into the tour, Lee. I got a phone call to say that Bill Tini was ringing up gyms saying that if you have Lee in your gym, then your athletes are competing.
And that's all just because I'm a suspended athlete.
And then when I said to Bill, I rang him up and I said to him, listen, let me tell you about my business. And I explained I wanted to bring athletes from different federations. He kept cutting me off, didn't he? He said, had. I said, what do you mean had? And he said, had a business. I was when I lost my temper and he called his missus a prostitute and it all went on from there.
And basically, because I know you three guys, I never got.
Then I got banned.
No, that was because you went out to dinner with us
Oh,
and you got that
Yeah,
text message,
the
didn't
photo.
you?
posted a picture
really
of
posted a
us
picture.
on social
To me,
media.
that's just bullshit.
Yeah.
To me,
How
you should be
dare
able-
I
you should be able to
post
compete
my
where you want
private
to
life?
compete. If you've got a gym, you can have who you want in the gym. Okay, say I'm suspended IFBB. Okay, I'm nothing. I'm just a bodybuilder. But you can have another person in your gym. You can have anyone in your gym give a seminar and talk. But because it's Lee Priest, what? Oh, you can't have him. It's like, why?
And then they rang me from, I think it was Colorado or Denver, saying if you distance yourself from Lee, and who was it? It was Raphael, Neil Hill, he flew over there, and who's the what are you lot?
Robin Chan.
That's the one. Robin Chan. There was all three of them. They rung me and they said, if you distance yourself from Lee Priest, then and write an official apology to Bill Teeney. And then Neil was on loudspeaker. He went, I'll even write it for you and pay a sanction fee. Then you'll be invited back to the IFB and you can use different athletes. That's what I told them to go fuck themselves. And then I rung you straight after the night. I told you what they said. And it did. It fucked me up for about a year. All of a sudden, people didn't want to fucking speak to me and was distancing myself from me.
I still don't want to.
Athletes, well, I still don't. But then all of a sudden, do my own thing, and then social media takes over. It's funny how they all want to fucking train me now.
I don't.
I just think it's a whole crap when they go on like that. You shouldn't be able to stop anyone doing anything.
But I would like to take credit, because if it wasn't for me doing that, the PCA would fucking be here. I fucking started all of that. I think started all of that. Now, you lot can say what you fucking want to say, but nobody had the bollocks to fucking go like I did on the UKBFF. No one. I fucking started that. If I didn't do that, you wouldn't have Lisa Gelsey, Mike Gelsey leaving. You lot wouldn't have left. James wouldn't have left.
I was kicked out. I didn't leave.
Because of me. That's why I started that.
Now, really,
So,
if it's him, it really comes back to me, because I was the one
Yeah. It was
kicked
Lee.
off, so I started with the I started with the IFBB in the States, and then I just brought it with me.
I finished what you started, and I just fucking went all out.
It comes back to me,
Yeah,
Simon, doesn't it?
great. You ruined our lives between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are you saying you were happy with the UKBFF?
Yeah, I was more than
course
happy.
you were. Were you
I
happy?
loved it.
What, losing like 200 pounds? No, not really.
Yeah, I love putting 2-3 grand into every show and competing 14 years of my life.
Not the seminar that I fucking watched with Neil Hill, it was him. Just saying,
Yeah.
that's what I fucking heard with my own ears. Just saying.
What's
Someone's lying.
the next question?
Throwing it out there.
Be
What's your
paralysed.
plans with Ultimate Fitness? You can have a chain of them around the country. Because you've owned gyms all your life, really.
Yeah. No plans. No plans for other gyms. Just stick to the one. I think if you spread out too thin, then one business is going to suffer. So I'm happy with one gym's enough for me. Just keep making it better and better. We're going to start our own channel, the YouTube channel, fitness channel, which we started the weekend. We had obviously Flex, with loads of athletes. So yeah,
Ulysses.
yeah.
You know what's going on.
See, Lee watches that channel.
He's a subscriber. He's on it every day.
What are you going to do with your life, Dave?
Um,
So you're not competing again?
So I admit, I'm not, never saying never. I'm not saying I won't compete again, but at this moment right now, I'm just being healthy and enjoying training. Got no plans at the minute to do any show. Maybe next year, looking to do another PCA or something.
You enjoy competing?
No, not one bit.
So really, there's no point in doing
No, to be honest, I always use competing as a way to keep me training hard and pushing forward. I love training, even the diet. When you get yourself into condition, the whole process, it's a hard challenge. But the actual get on stage in little pants, oiled up,
That was
look
the
at me.
same. I hated it. Always hated it. Never enjoyed it.
Let's ask some
It's just
fucking
not me.
key questions then while you're all there. Let's see the basic things that you see on the Facebook groups and what the main statuses are from the so-called gurus, because we've already had a conversation about this on the other podcast. Macros. Do you count your macros?
Do I count my macros? If I'll weigh the first couple of minutes and then I guesstimate it. I know exactly what I'm eating. I eat the same
that's a
thing
no
every
then.
day. I don't count macros. I
You
give my
count
body what I need.
What now?
No, just in general. Is there any purpose for it? What I'm trying to say is there's a lot of fucking stigma that the young kids that are reading magazines. Let's be honest, we know Lee, we know Flex Really, we know some others. We all know that most of them don't actually write the shit that's in the magazines. The magazine writing is bullshit that people get tied into.
Dieting hard for a show, then your food has to be the same basically. If you're eating the same thing every day, then you know what to change at the end of the week.
Well, your body will change if you eat the same time, same food.
Yeah,
every
of
day.
course, if your food's up and down all the time, your body don't know what it's doing. So you have to be eating the same foods, but I don't go out of the way to count every fucking gram of everything that I'm eating. I just go by how I feel and how I look.
Well, let's
The
go on
fat's
to
coming off.
the next fucking one, which I'll let Lee answer. Another one is I've heard, well, we both heard a saying called the dirty bulk. Can you explain that?
No idea. Bulking up is bulking up. You want to get big and put weight on, you just eat. I guess their version of a dirty bulk is McDonald's, Kentucky, and just eating bad foods. But
That's a clean bulk for us, isn't it?
no, but when I'd be off season, I'd have steak and rice and vegetables. But then an hour later, if I was past McDonald's, I'd eat some McDonald's, and then I might have chicken and potatoes. And then an hour later, if I'm passing Kentucky, I'd eat Kentucky. It's just like I just eat
Extra food.
Yeah, it's just extra food, no matter what it is. It doesn't have to be good or bad. So this whole dirty bulk, clean bulk, and excuse me, when I say clean bulk, I'm thinking, yeah, if you're going to eat clean food, you've got to eat a lot of clean food to bulk up on that stuff.
Does that mean taking the buns away when you're eating the burger? That clean bulk?
Taking the skin off the Kentucky chicken. But it's just stupid. Like, I know people say, I want to get bulk up, but I still want to keep my abs and stay lean. And it's like, it's not going to happen. It's like, you're going to put a little bit of fat on, a little bit of body fat, a little bit of fluid, and you'll be stronger for it. But these days, I think, everyone wants to try to keep their abs or their jawline and look all pretty. So it's just ridiculous. Half of it too comes from, like you said, on the internet, all these gurus who don't know nothing, or just people that sit there, some skinny little Ethiopian who's got abs. It's like, anyone can have abs, for fuck's sake. Go grow some arms and legs and something. So any skinny person, 60, 70 pounds, can have abs on them. So,
do you think they overcomplicate things and miss out on the basics?
Make it too scientific. You look at bodybuilding. You want to get big, eat a lot of food,
train heavy.
Bodybuilding is not rocket science.
You want to get in contest shape or lean, or eat clean food.
They're trying to make up the next new thing to get money from you.
Yeah, it is.
Just people don't want to hear simple, do they?
No. I actually used to do diets for people. I want to give them like, oh, that's pretty basic. I'm like, well, what do you want? I'm going to give it to you, make it easy for you, make it basic, because that's what you got to do.
That's what works. Yeah.
Even I gave a guy this, he wanted a drug program. I said, look, I don't know much about drugs. This is what I've done. He looks at it, he goes, are you fucking with me? That's not enough. I said, why not? I said, that's what I've used. It worked for me. Why won't it work for you? Well, I've read you got to have 1,000 of this and 1,000 of that. Oh, whatever. It's just like,
people don't want to hear it, do they?
You need to realise that bodybuilding isn't fucking that scientific. It's basic, and all people are doing is taking your money off you. You need to come to understand and accept, whether you like it or not, it all comes down to genetics. You either have genetics or you don't. You either have genetics to be a great pro, maybe you could be a great amateur, maybe you're not even going to be a great amateur, maybe you can just get your physique to the best it can fucking be. But everybody is different. That is why we are humans. I remember you said once in a seminar, Lee, our sport is the only fucking sport in the world where people can do it for a few months and think that they can compete with the fucking best. You don't get people playing golf on the weekend thinking they can compete with Tiger Woods
on the weekend or play tennis, but they do it for fun. They might be good at it, but they don't say, well, I'm going to go play Roger Federer in a year or two, I'm going to win these things. But it seems like every guy that goes into the gym and sticks the needle in his arm, I'm going to be a pro bodybuilder, I'm going to... Like, no, you're not. And it's like Aarron said, there are a lot of guys. To be a pro bodybuilder on the Olympia stage, you're talking about a
takes years.
Because like I said before, there's probably, you go around the world, there's probably thousands, millions of people that can run fucking fast, but to be a Usain Bolt or a Carl Lewis or someone, you're talking about an upper echelon there, and no matter what drug you take, you ain't going to get up there.
It takes years, doesn't it? It takes 10, 15.
It doesn't matter what people say. They can say, listen, if I took £1,000 worth of steroids a month, I'd look like you. If I took this, I'd look like you. It comes down to genetics. You either have good arms, you either have shit calves, you can have good quads, you can have good...
I think hard work beats genetics, but when you've got genetics and hard work, it's game over.
I've seen guys who don't have great genetics, but they do bust their ass.
Added drugs.
You can beat a guy with genetics, but the guy with genetics is lazier. So it's like, but I said, you can, like I said, only go so far though. Even a guy that doesn't have great genetics, that does hard work, yes, he can still be good and get there, but he's not going to be the best. It's like I said, some guys will only make that top level amateur, maybe never get their pro card, and some might only ever play.
I always say Ronnie Coleman is a perfect example. You see, he's got great genetics, but he smashed it year in, year out, every year. The weight is crazy. Yeah, he's fucked his physique, but you ask him, he's got no regrets over it. He is what he is. But to be 8 times Mr. Olympia, 8 times in a, do you know what I mean? That's crazy, isn't it? So when you get that one person who's got the genetics and he's got the drive, the motivation, it's game over for everyone, isn't it?
Exactly. Like I said, when you got someone who's got the perfect genetics for bodybuilding, and they take a little bit of drugs, you're not going to catch them if you don't have that great genetics. You might get close to them or something like that, and look okay, but you're not going to be the top echelons. But yet, sadly, this is what people think. Well, if I take more, I will get there. It's like, you won't, because I'm sure you've seen guys...
I've seen Aarron took every drug in the world and he got nowhere. So.
Yeah, but that's what we're talking about. You can see guys that just bang the drugs in year after year after year, compete year after year, and they're still knocking on that door, and they're not going to get there. But in their mind, they think, I'm going to get there, and 10, 15 years later, they've just wasted all that time, abused their body, and it's crazy.
I really
just
believe
need to get in touch with reality half the time.
I really believe you can do anything you want to do in life if you've got the drive and you want it that bad. But things like bodybuilding and sports race, you got to be realistic and see. You got to work with what you got. You can be better and good at anything, but to be the best in the world,
it's genetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's the things that they say, I'm going to be a pro. It's like, how can you say you're going to be a pro? You haven't even done a local show yet. Start off small and work your way up, you know. Maybe in 5-6 years' time, your mindset's going to change and you don't want to do bodybuilding anymore.
Yeah, but then you have to lead by example, and unfortunately people aren't doing that. There is no main federation anymore. It used to be the IFBB, it used to be NABBA. NABBA were the main universe, IFBB were the main fucking Olympia. Now you've got WABA doing an Olympia, now you've got IBFA fucking universe. You can have 6 or 7 fucking British finalists in the UK. Who's the true British? So you've got the athletes that are getting the wrong fucking advice, and when they know they can't compete against you, what they do is they go and compete in another federation and then try and claim your fucking title. That's not fucking fair.
How many guys, there's so many pros now too, because I remember when I was young, to see a pro bodybuilder, it was like, wow, he's a pro. And then you see someone that come up to me and say, oh, I'm such and such, I compete, and I got a pro card. You're like,
he wouldn't even win a shit amateur show, and you got a pro card.
So, nothing against them, but because there's so many organisations that are giving out pro cards, so it shouldn't be, because like I said, to be a pro, you had to be the top of the top, the elite, and when you saw one, you knew they were pro. So I'm sorry, if you've got to come and tell me you're a pro, well, there's a problem. Well, they've got to put pro in their name on everything. It's like if you're putting pro in your name,
put pro in your name on
Facebook or something, it's like, if you've got to tell people you're a pro, well, you know.
I got a guy, they had me on Instagram or whatever bullshit, and he says, IFBB pro so-and-so. And I look at his page, and he's like 10 stone, ringing wet, and he does his broad short class or whatever, and he looks like he never trained in his life. And you go and calling people you're an IFBB pro because they're giving out that many different classes and all the rest of it.
Sounds like Nathan Sylvester.
What?
Is it Nathan Sylvester or Nathan? What was his other name? He's just fucking changed his name now as well. Nathan. The one who slagged you off, Lee, for having a comment on Generation Iron.
I don't know, he talks to my ex a bit, so who knows?
Oh, yeah. There we go, that's bodybuilders in this industry, everybody. They're fucking leeches.
He have married me in that sort of
I think he's a cunt. Because they're fucking lectures with people's girlfriends. Let him near yours and you'll fucking understand why.
Maybe it's the girls you go for, because if you had a nice girl, then maybe she wouldn't respond.
I think it's this fucking industry. I think it's going in a different way, and you've got pro bodybuilders, like you say, they're having to put pro in a name, and they're pretending that they're living this football lifestyle, this multi-millionaire lifestyle, which is giving kids a false hope. These so-called ambassadors that are pretending that they're sponsored with a fucking discount code. It's all bullshit. And when you've got a young 17-year-old lad who's working a basic fucking job, he's getting tied into this, killing himself nearly, injecting all these drugs, thinking that that's the way to go forward for a pro card that they're going to give out in another federation that ain't even a good class.
What I'm seeing now is a lot of people coming into the gyms with all these new categories. 6 takes years to
even first show, there's no one in that class. I get their pro card first show, and now they're an expert and trainer. And
well, isn't it like anything? If you want to be good at something, you've got to be good at football. You need to be starting at a young age. What age were you when you started training? No, I mean, what age when you started bodybuilding?
Building 19.
So when you lifted weights, how old were you?
16, yeah.
How old were you?
13, started competing.
There you go, I was 14.
I competed at 13.
So it says anything, if you want to be good at football, like David Beckham, they did it from a young age. If you want to be good at something, but now you've got them, I think it's... You're getting people...
I won my first 3 bodybuilding shows when I was 13, so...
You're getting people, you got a men's physique, and you've got a bodybuilder. When I first started bodybuilding, you had to get to that men's physique stage without gear. We took gear after that to get to that freaky stage. So
it was like a platform, wasn't it?
I think everyone has been a men's physique. We all had to be a men's physique in that stage. What the problem is now, you're getting the lads that are taking the gear to get to that men's physique stage. You see what I mean? They're doing nothing healthy, nothing natural. You're even getting girls taking gear to get to the bikini stage. That's not fucking right.
They take more gear than the bodybuilders.
I know fucking some bikini girls that take more gear than
so
fucking
bodybuilders. That's almost what it seemed like. It almost seemed like they just come along and said, listen, okay, we know you can't be a bodybuilder, so we'll make a class for you. And it's like, okay, now, you got a nice upper body, but you got shitty legs due to genetics.
And
we've got a class for you. We'll give you a board short class. So it seems like they're putting classes around people because of their genetics. They can't.
But the more classes, the more people compete, the more memberships they pay in, the more people they bring buy tickets.
It's just fucking.
It's just a business, isn't it? The sport's being lost all down
it
to
should
money.
just be like have a bodybuilding show. If you want to have all those other things, make it like the Hawaiian Tropics when they have those girls on stage in bikinis and all that sort of stuff.
Or isn't that what beauty pageants are for?
That's what it is,
Fashion,
isn't
a
it?
men's fashion
Yeah.
show. Or
But then you get somebody like Simon who has a genuine love for the sport, you put your own money in it, and when you try to make it bodybuilding, you end up fucking losing a lot of money.
Yeah.
You didn't even put your fucking name to it, so people don't even know what you did for the...
Other number.
Of course, you have to now. My idea was always do it over 2 days. You just do, Saturday show would be all your beauty pageant, bikini,
And bodybuilding,
boys,
yeah.
whatever, and Sunday bodybuilding. Yeah, yeah. But you bring in two different crowds.
Just gonna have to show long with
Yeah,
Still going shit, mate. The judges and
That's why
promoters
it's
still
hard. You watch
fucking
some of
greedy.
those big shows, how they judge it, I don't know, because you watch some of them, the lineups, they barely get one
mate.
call out, and that's it. See you later. And
I was-
they paid all that money to enter the show.
That's why the Aarron Classic.
TV show where some people ain't even had enough time to do their routine
You
and
don't-
shit, and they
you don't
practiced
do
it, and they're
routine.
fucking, it's bullshit.
I was talking about this the other day, and I did the Arnold Classic in Madrid. You
The one you nearly got
concerned-
kicked out of.
You nearly got us kicked
No, I
out
didn't.
because again you kicked off with your void rage and caused more problems. You had to apologise that time, didn't you? He was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." Shoot yourself. But what was it like there? My category, like I've spent like
5 hour delay, wasn't there?
£2,000 prepping for this show, and 14 weeks of your life gone. You've killed yourself. Flown over to Madrid. You get tanned up. You go on stage. I wasn't on stage for even a minute.
Yeah.
We did
Minute.
We
4
had
quarter
a
turns.
5 hour delay as well, don't
There's
remember.
35 people on stage. The judges went, okay, off you go. There's no way they could have judged that show.
Where we got told when we were in the canteen that we had a 45-minute.
Yeah.
Time to
Sean
pump
Riley
up.
told us. So we were fucking eating fucking sugars. We were pumping up. We were all ready. And then all of a sudden, one of the judges come out and said, "We're pumping up for us." Well, I'm on in fucking 45 minutes. No, you're not. There's a 5 hour delay. We're like, what?
I nearly missed my category
5
because
hours delay.
they told me it's like 2 hours and then we're chilling out and they're like, "You're on stage now." What do you mean? By the
Yeah.
time I got my clothes off, they nearly didn't let me in.
They have friends that when they've even had their own.
Too many classes.
Australia, they do that. My friend paid all the money. Your friends go to watch, and then they think, "Oh, we're gonna pay for the night show. You don't even get to go on stage. The fans are there. Too bad. You should have seen the pre-judging." And like you said,
Yeah.
5 minutes, if that.
€220 we had to pay in cash each just to enter.
The Australian one was like that. I think it was going to be 400 or 500 because you had to buy, be a member. You had to pay the entry fee.
Yeah.
Of course, Protein was the main sponsor of the show. Everyone had to use Protein. Use anything else, you were banned. And then Bill Tierney and them come up with the IFBB International Passport on the day of the show.
Which
So
I had to
every
pay.
peddler
Had to pay
had
cash.
to pay cash.
Mm.
$40, $20 note.
Where do you think that cash went?
Of course they declared
Why
it.
couldn't you write a check?
Yeah.
And as I was paying all of that, and remember we had them tables, and we were signing in, paying the money, and going table to table. There was a table at the end with some Fruit of the Loom t-shirts with a picture of Arnold. I was
you
picked
can't
up
buy them.
thinking,
Yeah, you gotta buy
thinking
them.
that was a freebie, and it was like €30. I was like, oh, what out of money?
Even us pros at the Arnold Classic didn't get free T-shirts.
Fucking hell! I thought it was like a, courtesy thing.
Could be worse. It could be like the Grand Prix that you put on, didn't you? And I competed, and I did well in that show, didn't I? I almost got on stage.
What happened there?
Well, okay, so we had a registration like 7:30 in the morning. We had this meeting. Okay, don't go anywhere, don't go far away because the show starts at 10. It's now about 8 o'clock. I've got 2 hours. My hotel's at the bottom end of the XL. All my stuff's in the hotel. Half a mile there. So I've gone to my hotel. I thought, chill out. If I get to the show at 10 o'clock when it starts, I'm going to probably be on about 11, half 11. Cool. 10 o'clock comes. Okay, make my way back. He rings me. Where the fuck are you getting on stage? What do you mean? The show starts? No, you're on now?
It's
I
classes on
ran
stage.
half a fucking mile. got to,
Closed
got
off.
to the thing. I got to the show. I was like, and they'd just gone on. They just lined up.
Yeah.
Got there, got my clothes off. And Bill was like, no. I said, well, they're on stage? No, be late.
We're gonna let you on.
No. So
Did like one
You're not saying
one
it,
quarter
sir.
turn
What could I
and
say?
then turned
They
up. I
wouldn't
said,
allow me.
let him on to Bill. He goes, no, it's too late. I said, come on, let him on. And he was having none of it. Well, I'm fortunate to have a good few people around me. So
What do you think about the industry? Majority of people in the industry are very...
Yeah, it's two-faced. It's not like it used to be. Like when I trained at World Gym, you used to have the good old people there like Arnold, Lou Ferrigno, Eddie Giuliani, all the people from the pumping iron era was still there. They're still great friends. They all still got along. There's none of this bullshit talking. Everyone's there to train. If someone needed help, they'd help someone. If you wanted advice, they'd give advice. But now, you walk into the gym now, you just get stares like, who do you think he is? Look at him. It's like wait a minute.
That's the reason
It's like, wait a minute. It's like, wait a minute. You're in the gym. You want to become a bodybuilder. You want to be a pro bodybuilder. Yet you look at me and you hate me for being where you want to get to. I don't understand that. Back when I was young, if you seen a bigger guy in the gym, you'd go and ask him, how do you get big arms? And they'd gladly help you, or they'd come to support you at a contest and stuff. Now, but now it's just so much.
That's why they will never recreate pumping iron again with any generation iron, because it's just full of the fucking idiots that happen to lie. When you watch the pumping iron, it was done on that much of a short budget. It was done that fucking. It
was real though, wasn't it?
It was real. You had these people. There was Arnold and Frank.
Well, back then too, it's like there was none of this internet stuff. So it was like they're being themselves. You watch Generation I now. You watch some of these other ones that go on, or
it's off the camera.
These pro bodybuilders that put out a tape. They're not being themselves. It's like, let me act this way so people might like me. Let me try and do this and then get this. It's like, if you just be yourself, people are going to like you, or love you, or hate you, so just be yourself.
There was Arnold, not Franco, there was Arnold and Louis that would just fucking, they would wind each other up and get them to each other to that point. But if Louis was in the corner and needed a spot, fucking Arnold would push him to failure. Fucking, if he needed something or a channel, backstage it was good. But then, you know, he would try and fuck up his diet. He would, because he knew it was his competition. He would try and head fuck him. But it was genuine. And that sort of, it's a bit like, you know, I could be a bit of a hypocrite because my career is built on social media, but I feel like I'm lucky enough to be able to say that I started bodybuilding, we started bodybuilding before it actually fucking existed. Yeah, so like you said, in order to get the big arms in the gym, you had to walk in there without your headphones on and sort of integrate. You had to make friends, you had to have the piss taken out of you, you had to be that lad, you know what I mean? And it was character
building. And no one took it personal back then. It was just fun and game. You're digging each other all the time.
Back then, I would never dreamed of competing until somebody came to me and said, I think you've got genetics, I think you could do well. And there's only the very small few people that
and they never would in them gyms unless you genuinely fucking did. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you would just get ripped apart. There was always that old guy that was about 100 years old that's just fucking strong. There was always that fucking big fat builder guy. There was always that.
Like Chris.
But you always had them different characters, and it was one of them times where you could genuinely forget about this fucking Generation Iron shit and the podcast or whatever it is now. You could put a camera in that gym in them days and you would have a series just from fucking characters. I mean, the stories you've told me in Gold's gym when he banned Louis for fucking shouting, and you know there was no one was allowed to speak in that fucking gym, and you know they're the fucking stories. And if you had a camera on there, but unfortunately it's not like that anymore, and they're never going to recreate that because that's now gone. And I don't think it's ever going to be the same.
It's all this fake industry now, isn't it? If I make this fake life and make myself like
everything's done for social
millionaire lifestyle that people want.
Gyms we trained in wouldn't even allowed to be open right now because of health and safety.
It's like go to the gym, and train, but when people go to the gyms, now even the women, when they go to the gym, they're more interested in taking a picture of themselves halfway through their workout, or training, or videoing it, putting it online and seeing how many likes they get. It's like, no one gives a shit.
Most people
turn and then now look what they do. I mean, we've done it, but you've got the Instagram. It's that fucking strong with filters and stuff. They're not how they actually are.
Most people bring a fucking camera crew to the gym when they train.
You know, back in the day, I'd take a belt, some lifting straps, and you see strong guys take some chalk. That's your kit. Not a fucking tripod and a camera crew.
To me, it's like, unless you're a heart surgeon on call, if you can't go an hour or two without your phone in the fucking gym, you got a problem. It's like, well, it's okay if you get ready for a show after you train, you snap a few shots in the change room, whatever. Take some photos of your progression then, but don't every set take
even the training videos now that we do, we end up fucking training for what, about 45 minutes, an hour and a half, and it's at the end, that's when I go back and do one of the exercises again.
I might film a last set if I'm pushing hard and I'm going to fail. It's something half impressive. I'm going to film every fucking rep and set and every warm up. Who wants to see that shit? Film how my fucking bumhole looks in the camera.
Exactly. Or holding that protein shake up against your boobies, sticking out the protein drink.
It's just getting out of hand, isn't it?
Well, it's got out of hand, and it's not like how it used to be anymore, unfortunately.
You had the magazines come once a month. That generally
we used to look forward to the magazines. We used to look forward to it. I remember when the Beef magazine first came out, you would want to just see your name in the lineup. That was like your little claim to fame. That's my name. And Alex always used to fucking spell it wrong, the fucking dyslexic. But you would be that happy, and then that magazine would be pride of place in the gym for a whole month until the next one come out, wouldn't it? That's how it used to be. But unfortunately, it's not like that anymore. It's been sort of taken over by fake stuff.
And all
those days are gone.
How many likes you got on Instagram, and if you don't have over 100,000 people that follow you, you're nobody. Doesn't matter what you've won or what you've achieved.
And you can buy your likes now.
And most of them do.
You can buy your so-called
Sadly,
fame.
see some of these YouTubers have huge lines now. I don't even know who they are, but the people know who they are. Then they're just people that sit there and talk on YouTube, and they become these internet famous type people. It's like,
you know, that's the sad thing. You know, with you've got fucking people that are queuing up, fucking nearly 2 hours just to speak to me because they like certain things that I've said or standing up to things, which is good in a way. But then when you've got people that I class as fucking true legends, Samir Bannout, he had a fucking decent queue too, but you're getting the young people that don't even know who he is. Whereas, you know, when you're growing up with the fucking Flex magazines and that, you wanted to know this. I know, like I said,
it's a different generation, though, isn't it?
When I first got my 1990s Flex magazine, I saw fucking Lee Priest dressed up as Superman. I saw Samir Bannout with his top off on a fucking horse. I saw Paul did it in dungarees.
Stuck together now, aren't they?
Paul did it. I don't know if you saw that photo
I've got that.
with Paul did it's dungarees and the
red
fucking
t-shirt and
traps. They're just humongous. And all you wanted to do was look like a freak.
Yeah.
That's all you wanted to do was look like a freak. And now the freaky look is sort of gone to a fucking disgusting look. I sat in a service station having a KFC with Samir Bannout, and these tight t-shirt wearing dickheads, I call them, the weekend warriors, walked in, and they sat down, they were just fucking staring at me, you know, when they're just trying to be like, a big guy recognises another big guy, and they have to have the chest off, and Samir's just sitting there, just eating his food, and Samir looked at me and he said, you know, the sad thing is, he said, not one of them have a clue who I am, do they? I went, nah, you're right next to a guy who at one point in his life had the best physique in the world. He was the best bodybuilder in the world, and you have no fucking idea who you're sitting next to.
How many people have won the Olympics? You know, you can tell you what colour pants he had on.
13 people won the Olympia.
13 of these people in the whole world.
And he's one of them.
And he's one of them.
Yeah.
Not now, ever lived.
But I think that just shows you as a person. I mean, we were fucking, we end up taking the piss out of Samir because he does sometimes mishears what we say or whatever. But I'll tell you something, I can sit for an hour just listening to him
stories,
himself with stories of Arnold, Sylvester Stallone, fucking the fights he had in Gold's Gym, the Firehouse. Because you're just sitting there like, wow. I mean, mate, he even said, let me show you something cool, Aarron. I went, what's that? He got on his contacts, he's got Arnold Schwarzenegger home. Who the fuck has that? Just looking at that, I was just like, that's like the coolest thing I've ever seen. But it's like I could sit in my nan's living room and chat to her for fucking hours. But these people, it's just the stories because it's what you're into, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think these lads, they would just get bored in seminars now, listening to that.
Oh yeah, we have seminars.
Yeah.
Sometimes seminars you can get someone great. Seminar. Numbers get smaller and smaller because everyone there, I don't need to go, I just
go on the internet, yeah.
I know everything. It's like back in the days when I go to seminars when I was young, it was packed. Wherever it was, it'd be packed. Whether it was Surgeon Ubray or when Burdell Fox come over or Edward Coates come to Australia back in the day, Lee Haney. I mean, the place was packed just to listen to them talk and see them guest pose and stuff like that. Now it's like, who cares, you know?
I remember I had branch for in my gym, 3-4 years ago. I had 4 people turn up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Flex the other day and he did that one, Flex Wheeler.
Flex Wheeler, yeah.
There was a few people sat around, I was all listening, and like I can listen to Flex's story, he's awesome. There was a few people by the counter.
You know who it was?
Oh, it looks so fucking boring now. Can you just sit there listening to that? No interest in the sport.
You know what, it's no interest, it's no fucking respect either. That's what it is. You've got to respect them people in the sport at that game. Fucking, they're ahead of their time, every single one of them. Regardless of what my personal opinions are of fucking Dorian, that's personal. But you can never fucking say that he didn't have the best physique in the fucking world. He was fucking incredible. He was incredible.
These people have been there and done it. They know how to. These people won't listen to them. I've told people stuff now. They just go online and go, but I don't get that. It'd be like me wanting to race a car and me going to Healy and go see Michael Schumacher. I'm sure he'd be the best coach ever to teach me how to race a car. I go, fuck him. I go see fucking Bob down the road who does donuts in the thing. I'll be like, he'll show me what to do. That's sadly how it is. They won't come and see these pros who have been there and done it, get the pure information on the mistakes they've made and how they've done this and done that. They'll just go online and goes, oh, PT such and such, he said I should do this. Okay, I'll do that.
See, I've always been somebody...
Who's PT such and such? It's like...
I've always been somebody...
What's he achieved? Where he's got any results? These are the best guys in the world here.
I've always been somebody that respects people for something that I can't do. If I can't do something, then fucking who am I to say that it's shit if he can do something that I can't do? But I'm sorry, mate, I won't even fucking mention people's names. When you got people like fucking Nathan Harmon that are charging a fucking £1 a minute to PT people, the guy's never been in the gym, he's never been a bodybuilder in his life, he's prepping pro bodybuilders, and people are going to him. And you've got somebody like Samir Bannout who invented the fucking Christmas tree. You know, he's one of the best posers in the world, who fucking took the Olympia. And you've got somebody like Lee Priest, you know, and it's like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I wouldn't go to a bodybuilder if I wanted to learn how to box. You go to a boxer. So I don't get it.
Too, I see a lot of these PTs, not sure what it's like here, but in Australia, you'll get these so-called internet PTs where they'll have all these clients getting them ready for shows. And that PT will sometimes compete. He's got a coach for himself. I'm like, wait a minute, how can you...
You need a PT.
You can get all these people ready for a show, but you can't get yourself ready?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
the sport won't change until the athletes change.
Successful people are not lucky. They're that way because of the things they do on a daily basis to build that success. So if you want to be successful, all you got to do is mimic what the successful people are doing. Not, like you said, fucking
like I said, when we did those seminars, the first time I remember we were talking about the drugs, and I told them a small amount I use. Some called me a liar when I said I only take 400 a test and this and that. It's like more like 4,000. One kid there was taking like 4,000 to 5,000. Like, where do you put that? I said, where do you get that from? He's like, online. I said, okay, well, I'm a pro that's been there and done it. Paul Dillette, when he split from his wife, he stayed with me for 8 months. I saw what he took every day getting ready for the 98 Olympia. It wasn't a quarter of what people said, but when I tell them that, are you just lying for them? I'm not lying for them. I'm trying to tell you the safe way to do it. I'm trying to tell you to save your money. You don't need all these drugs. I got a guy ready for the NABA Worlds. He's done it a few times before, never placed too well. I got him ready. I did his diet and training. He writes me back, Lee, what about the drugs? I said, well, I don't know about it. Here's what I did. Same thing. You're fucking with me? I said, no. I said, trust me. I said, you trust me with the diet, training, trust me with this. So he did. He used a smaller amount. He went over, he won the junior world. He goes, thanks, Lee, it's the best I've ever looked and the best I've ever felt. And on top of it, he was using probably 4 times the amount that I give him. I said, you don't need these fucking large amounts. That's why I tell people, if you're taking 1,000 of this now and 500, so total, you're taking 3,000 milligrams a week. Or I said, come off it for a couple of months. Okay, if you don't believe me, come off for a couple of months. Get it in your head that you don't need that amount. Start again with half that, a quarter of that. Train hard, eat and do it. I said, you're going to make the same fucking gains. I said, the only one who's benefit is the guy you're buying the shit off because you're buying so much. He's getting rich. But I said, but in their mind, because they've read it online, and I see these programs, I'm sure you've all seen them, this is a pro's fucking cycle. I'm looking at that going, what the fuck?
In your living room and you fucking took
it.
Once you come back to
people tell me what I'm taking.
Yeah, what you're taking. They're telling you.
Well,
Did you do this morning when I was doing it?
I've done it at seminars. This is what I use. Well, I heard you take this. I say, I'm telling you what. Well, I heard, look, I'm the guy I'm injected. I know what I'm putting in my body.
Did you watch me?
I think it comes down to this. We're all saying that, you know, why do people go to these fucking so-called gurus instead of actually going to the legends that do know what they're talking about? But at the same time, the people that do know what they're talking about, when you come to us and you want fucking advice, when we tell you, you don't listen anyway, and you go and do your own thing. So the legends, people like yourself, end up getting frustrated with them and can't be fucking bothered.
They don't like what you're telling them. They're expecting this magic pill.
Can't handle the truth.
Well, when I did get
can't handle the truth.
When I got that guy ready for the world, when he won it, he had a friend in Western Australia who wanted me to get ready for another show. So I did the same thing, gave him a diet program. Yes, he wrote me back fucking furious. He said, fucking eat. I'm like, what do you mean? I said, he goes, I thought it would have been more detail. I said, with what? He goes, the diet and the drugs, there should be more drugs than that and this. I said, that's just it, it's basic, do that. He's like, oh, you're helping Jake, you like him more than me. I said, look, I'm helping you both equally the same. I said, I don't give a care who wins or loses. I just he goes, you know what, I'll do it myself. I said, look, I'm quite happy to give you fucking money back. I don't give a shit. He's like, no, keep the money, I'll do it myself. He didn't end up placing, but that's how irate he got because it was so basic what I give him. He thought there was going to be this big fucking secret that I knew because I've been in the States for 18 years in the pro ranks. He's going to get this new fandangled. He was mainly upset about the drug protocol I gave him. That it wasn't enough. It wasn't more scientific. It's just very basic stuff for everybody. A bit of test, a bit of DECA, a bit of, master on tours. It's just like so basic. He's like, that's it. That's it.
If it works. You know what I mean?
Would say too much down for far too long. They don't come off. Then obviously your body builds an immunity to it. Then you go see you're taking 500 milligram a week.
You could take
Once
more
you've been
and more.
on that for 6 weeks or whatever, you got to take 1,000 milligram a week just to get the same result.
I said,
then they carry it on.
I'd use it mainly for that 16 weeks I was dieting, and then if I didn't have another show for 8 months later, I'd be off for 5 months. I wouldn't start again to 12 weeks out.
And then I bet
people say, aren't you on a year round? I said, no, I'm not on a year round. When I'm off it, I just go eat like a fucking pig and train hard. Because I've never had that mentality. I've trained with guys where I'm like, let's go heavy today. I can't go heavy. Why not? I'm not on anything. I'm like, well, if you think that way, you're never going to go anywhere, But that's what they need. They need that. I've got to be on it now. I've seen so many guys too that they might come to the gym and fuck around. They don't eat properly. They don't rest. They party on weekends.
As soon as they get on the gear.
They get on the gear, all of a sudden they're eating 6 meals a day, they're training properly, they're resting, they're like, fuck, these gears work. I said, you know what? I said, if you just had started eating properly, taking your training seriously, you would have probably made the same fucking gains and results without the gear. And then when they come off it, they go back to whatever, and they lose all the gains. They're like, oh, I'm off the gear now. They're just up and down, but you can't tell them.
I suppose when you have those long breaks as well, when you do go on it, you respond so much
quick. You don't need a lot of gear. That's what I try and tell them. You
half
don't need
the amount. And
I've got friends that never come off. I know friends in Australia never competed. 6 years, 7 years straight, never come off it.
What do you think about cruising?
Yeah, I've never done that. I've just come off totally. Even like I never.
Even at your age, because we're about the same age, you don't believe in like doing 200 milligram test a week?
No, I said
Samir does, doesn't he? He stays
just for like general well-being.
If you need, I do. But there might be points because of my shoulder injury and stuff. I haven't really been into it because I haven't been able to train properly. I've just been fuck it because I can't train properly anyway. So why be on anything? So
maybe every 2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe if you got, like I said, when you get in your mid-40s and stuff, just for your well-being.
Just for like sexual libido, yeah.
That's fine, but I think like 200 to 400 is fine. Every week or two, but. Yeah, that's fine.
You don't bother with that?
No, but with young kids, say they want to cruise or come off and they just keep in these high amounts year after year after year, it's ridiculous. But yeah, like so that PCT type stuff for elderly men who just want to train and feel good, because that's really all it's about. Because I had friends in America that were depressed and, almost suicidal. And yeah, they're taking Prozac and all these other stuff, which is worse on their head. As soon as they came off that and got along with the test, they felt great again. But yet, I don't know, it's like, but in Australia, women can go get estrogen. Women can get any hormone for when they go through menopause. But if you're a man and you want to try to get a little bit of test, you've got to jump through hoops. You've got to go to endocrinologists. You've got to go to special doctors just to get a little bit of test to make you feel good. So it's crazy.
Yeah. If you do want to advance on your physique and you do want great products, then go to mentalhamster.com. Stop now.